Right. So yeah, guys, this Sapphire plan. So anybody that you get started that really wants to go for it, take them through this, right? So the Sapphire plan. So we all know that in order to get to Sapphire, you need to do 15,000 qualifying volume, right? So let's just break this down. So a first class pack is 1,000 qualifying volume. A business class pack is 500 qualifying volume. A coach class pack is 250 qualifying volume, right? So if you enroll 15 people on a first class pack, you've hit Sapphire. If you enroll 30 people in a business class pack, you've hit Sapphire. If you enroll 60 people in a coach class, you've hit Sapphire. So obviously, the aim is to get people started on a first class pack. Why? So from a business standpoint, it's a bigger investment. So there's a psychological bigger commitment. They also get more boomerangs to send out. They get paid higher on the dual teams, on the binary when they go up with the higher pack. And then obviously they get more access to membership prices themselves. They get more access to discounts themselves by going on the first class pack. So that's definitely the pack to get people started on. If people aren't in the financial position to do it, obviously we don't want to promote people, you know, like putting the ends under strain and stuff like that. So people can start on a lower pack and then upgrade and pay the difference. But obviously getting in on a first class pack is going to give people psychological commitment to go for it quicker. So yeah, first class pack's the way forward. Sapphire plan. So 15 first class packs, boom, you're there. Now understand this, right? If you do Sapphire by yourself, that's awesome. 15 first class packs yourself, that's fast. But understand, if you enroll 15 first class packs yourself, you're going to do a lot more than Sapphire, because your people are going to enroll and their people are going to enroll and their people are going to enroll. So by the time you've done your 15 first class packs, you've got a lot more volume than 15,000 QV, because you've got your first, second, third, fourth, fifth generation also enrolling as well. Because that's where the power is in network marketing. Yeah, enroll a lot of people yourself, that's great. But leveraging and getting your team to enroll and them to enroll and them to enroll, we all know that's where the power of this industry really is in depth, right? So Sapphire plan. If you want to go quick, here's what you want to be doing. You want to be doing 4 events per week that's exclusive to you and your organization, right? So what I mean by that is it doesn't mean you have to have 4 massive hotel events per week. It doesn't even mean you have to have 4 in-home presentations a week. It just means you need to be having something that's exclusive to you. So we've got us opportunity calls every single night at 9 p.m. that definitely get people on them. But on top of that, you want to be doing something yourself, what's developing your leadership, and your team are seeing you do this and they're following you as well. So if we're doing those opportunity calls every single night at 9 p.m., how could 4 times a week, each of you on this call do your own little launch as well? Let's say 6 p.m., 8 p.m. For those of you that are maybe, work different shifts, you could do little launch calls through the day, because, stay-at-home moms or, personal trainers, people that maybe have got a bit of time through the day. If people start doing their own little calls through the day as well, that's really cool. The best way, obviously, is getting people in your house or doing some form of in-home presentation, because it's getting that community and getting people together is bigger influence, right? So if you have 5 people sat in your house watching you present, and one of them says, yes, I want to do this, it can influence the other 4 people to get on board, right? If you do it online, it is still powerful, but it's not as effective than getting people together. So what we definitely advise is at some point getting people together, because that will definitely influence people. Because what you can say is, look, if there's a few people in your house, you can say, look, whoever gets on first, the next few people in this room are going to be on your team, right? So it can influence people to fight to get signed up first, right? So the Sapphire plan, right? The aim is 4 events personally per week. Again, that could be 4 private Zoom launches. It could be 4 private home events. It could be, 2 private Zoom launches, 2 private home events. And what you want in each one of them is you want 5 qualified prospects per event. So a qualified prospect is someone that's above 18 years old, so they can actually join the business, and they're in a position to get started, right? So 5 qualified prospects per event. You want to aim to do that personally, because you want to set the example straight away and enroll a lot of people personally yourself, because that's going to inspire your team to go do the same thing. So the first thing is go wide, enroll a lot of people, And once you've got a lot of people, you'll be able to identify the people that want to run with you. And it's really about continuing to enroll yourself, but support the people that are really running, right? More than anything. So 4 events personally per week. If you can get 5 qualified prospects per event, how that's going to average out is that's going to average out at 1,000 QV per event. So what we mean by that is if you get 5 people to see some information together at the same time, the influence of everyone being together, even if it's just on Zoom, preferably in person, the influence of them all watching it together, 1,000 QV on average will come from that call or that Zoom or that meeting or whatever. So you might get 1 first class pack and 4 might not do it. You might get 2 business class packs and 3 people might not do it. You might get 1 business class pack, 2 coach class packs, and then 2 people might not do it, right? So that's the average. If you get 5 people personally to see some information at the same time, the average QV you'll get from that is 1,000. So if you do this 4 times a week, that's going to basically at end of the week equal 4,000 QV. And if you do that every week for 1 month, that will equal on average 16,000 QV over the month, because you're doing 4 events per week. You're getting 1,000 QV from each. You're doing it 4 times a week, and you're doing that every week for a month, right? So over the first month, what you're aiming to do personally is expose 80 people to the opportunity. Now that might sound, whoa, that sounds like a lot. However, if from that the numbers will show that you'll get about 20 enrollments, right? If you get 20 enrollments in your first 30 days, you're success. So basically, for those of you that know Eric Worre, it was basically a Google of network marketing like Open Bugs. Eric Worre does a plan called Recruit 20 in 30 days. And if you recruit 20 business builders in 30 days, generally speaking, that will equal a 6-figure income that is generated from that. Because what it's about is if you bring people in together, there's energy, right? So you could bring in 20 people in 30 days, there's energy. You could bring in the exact same 20 people over 20 months, and people feel like orphans. They feel out of the loop because, you know, they're getting brought in by themselves once every month for 20 months. But if you brought the same 20 people instead of in 20 months, you brought them in 1 month, there's so much energy, and that's what rises you. It's momentum. And remember, with how this compensation plan works as well, you know, you're enrolling someone, you're enrolling someone else, then you're enrolling someone else, and, you know, people are sharing a team. So when you go fast at start and you set the example, what your personally enrolled people are seeing is you enroll more people that's in their team. So they're seeing you do the action because they can physically see, hey, you know, wow, Lucy's not just enrolled Jill, she's also enrolled this other person under me. Wow. You know, Tyler's not just enrolled Orin, he's enrolled all these other people under me. Whoa. It sets the example to your team. That's what's so cool about the binary, because your team can physically see you doing the work because they can physically see you putting other people in their team. And if you do that fast, it'll inspire your person enrolled to do the same, and that's going to drive volume like crazy. So basically, that's the Sapphire plan. And if you do, the best time to do a Recruit 20 in 30 days and do the Sapphire plan is in the first month. Because if you can do this in month 1, wow, it's setting the example to your team. And then you personally know how to do it. So because me and Jody have been able to do it, we now know it works. So what Thomas taught us to do, Thomas and Annie taught us to do it, we've done it, so we know this works. So we know people do the exact same thing. And that's what's so good. When you lead from the front and you do it yourself, you then can teach other people to it, because sometimes you can be like, you know, you can be sharing the opportunity or sharing the plan, and when you've not done it yourself, there's something in the back of your brain like, is this really going to work or not? Because I've not done it myself yet. But once you've done it yourself, you then know it works, and you can just teach other people how to do it. So that's basically the Sapphire plan. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to stop the recording there, and then we can use this to send out to people.
What was your payout for Sapphire? What did you get paid?
Stop recording. One minute.